Hello and welcome back, and hello, nice to have you if you're new here. My name is Rose, and I'm back with another book review on Get Started with Gouache by Emma Block.
So, as one might suspect from the name, Get Started with Gouache, this book centers around gouache as a medium and how to start using it. It's geared towards absolute beginners, just like me. I was an absolute beginner when I started playing around with this book. So, it's well laid out, and there is several sections to work from. So basically the focus is the beginning section, which we have covering your basic techniques. So everything that you need to know about the techniques that you would use to create texture or to layer gouache, just sort of like that building block foundation of how you're going to actually make a painting. And then we have multiple sections, about 5 or 6 sections here on different types of subject matter. So like 4 tutorials on plants and flowers, 4 tutorials on food, 4 on animals, 5 on people, 4 on just random objects that she chooses, and then 5 on places. And as you go through the book, I find personally that it starts from the basic techniques, so like the most training wheels of training wheels, simple, just showing you how to do something, to slightly more complicated subject matter until you get to sort of landscapey type projects. So I found the flow was excellent. It was well laid out, and there was lots of tutorials to play with. Before we get into the techniques and the tutorials, she does walk you through some information about gouache as a medium and the materials that you will need, and some brushes and just some tips on gearing up and setting up your workstation and the supplies that you'll need on hand. And she also dabbles into color theory, and she does an excellent job here in color theory. And if you've watched some of my videos before, you might know that I actually am actively trying to study color theory. And in my opinion, based on the art books that I have that are not specifically for color theory, this is one of the best explanations of color theory, and it has it's great as an applicable explanation of color theory. And she has some really great little suggestions on how to play with your colors, and just giving you some guidance on mixing charts and showing you how to make color wheels, and just a very good explanation of it. So if you're interested in a book that will walk you through color theory, this will help a lot. Later on in her tutorials, the color theory that she talks about is leveraged. She uses that later on because part of what she shows you is how to mix the colors together, which is really nice. So when we get into the basic techniques, the idea of this section of the book is to walk you through a couple really small and basic tutorials to outline specific techniques that you'll be using later on to some of the slightly larger projects. Her style is very whimsical, very cartoony and illustrative, as you can probably guess by her being an illustrator. So I managed to go through all of the basic technique tutorials, and I decided to use this Strathmere watercolor paper because I don't really love it for watercolor, and I just thought, oh, this will make a great excuse to use it up for this tutorial or for this book. So I didn't have the same colors that she had outlined or suggested, so I just used my Caran d'Ache palette and made do with what I had and tried to sort of coordinate with, if she's referring to a color that seemed like it was warm, I'll use the warm red and stuff like that. And I found that I was able to figure it out and make it work. And I started with this little coffee cup tutorial and it was just showing, like, she explains working with negative space. That was what the point of this tutorial was about. And I didn't really love what I made because it just didn't come out right. And I was still a little bit confused by gouache as a medium, as well as my Caran d'Ache palette. But I did stick with it, and then as I went through it, I found that I had better success. through the tutorial. So I made this little ice cream one, which the whole point was to show you how to make some little textures. And I started to like it at this point more because I started to see the cutesy qualities emerge and where there could be some really great potential in playing with it. And I did this little horse as well. And when I did this one, I really liked it. I thought this one turned out super cute. And on this one, I found that she started incorporating a little bit of mixed media, if you will. But we started using some pencil crayons in there. And it was kind of fun. I found that they layered really nicely over top of the gouache, which was pretty cool. But for the leaves, I actually painted that, and I didn't love how that turned out. But regardless, it was still a wonderful learning experience. And for this one, I tried to follow it as best I could. Again, I couldn't color match exactly because I was working with different colors altogether. But the principle of it was to use this color and then really lighten it up here. And again, it was kind of cute. The Caran d'Ache palette comes out a little bit streaky, and I find it especially streaky on a sort of a grittier texture paper. So I had a little bit better success later when I tried to switch papers, which I did for the next section. So I didn't do the gouache on black tutorial because I don't have any black paper. And then from here, I started to dive into more of the subject matter, building on those basic skills that I learned in the previous chapter. So from in here, we started getting into tutorials with this different subject matter and just working your way through paintings. And it's as you gradually progress through the book, I find personally that the training wheels started to come off more and more as you go through the book, which was wonderful. It really built up some great confidence in me, and I just quite enjoyed it. So this tutorial, I decided I wanted to try it out on some different paper. So I used my Prism Studio sketchbook. I hadn't started anything in it other than jotting down some notes, and I wanted to try the paper and just try to do some sketchbook work. So I thought I'll just try my gouache book in here. And I created this one following this tutorial, and it was really cute. I found that the gouache went a lot smoother on this paper, and I found it to be slightly less streaky than it was on the Strathmore paper. I hear that because I use the Caran d'Ache gouache that there's more streakiness with that gouache than normal. I did find if you have that palette that it works best when you mix it with the white a lot. If you go straight from the pans, it'll start to get really streaky, but the white really helps it. So that's just a sidebar note. But this was the first floral tutorial that I did, and I thought it turned out really super cute, and I was very impressed with it. And so I went through and I just kept doing more. And what I really enjoyed about it was that it took me about 30 minutes of painting, maybe less than an hour, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes kind of thing. And they were really simple, easy to do, and they came out adorable. The subjects were super cute. So it made me feel like I was painting, like the results were good, so I felt good about it, if that makes sense. And I was able to do these tutorials while I was sitting at my dining room table painting with my daughter, which made for some really fun time together. So it was also, this one wasn't my favorite one, but I started layering the pencil crayons in there again. I think in here she painted them on, but I chose to go back and use my pencil crayons just for fun to try them out. And there's a sketch I forgot to paint in. So that was the sketch for the next one, and I never went back and painted it. And then we get into food. From here on out, I only did a little bit of each chapter, and I'm still working my way through some of the final pieces. But I did some of the food ones. I really enjoyed the lemon, how it turned out. In the moment, I didn't think I was doing a great job, but once it dried and then I went back and I looked at it, I thought that it wasn't as bad as I remember it. And I did these vegetables as well, and I find the background is a little hard. I don't know. I'm not as good at doing the background, and she seemed to have this dry technique that she used in the background. And I got to get better at figuring out how to do that. But the vegetables kind of came out cute, and I did use some of this dry technique on the carrots themselves, and I thought I got some good texture there. So I was happy with that progression. And then I moved on to the next chapter, where I did one of the cat here. Oh, but first I did the birds. I really, really enjoyed the birds. And I brought in my pen, just a black, what are they called? A black sort of marker and really fine tip marker, just to bring out the birds a little bit, because I found them getting a little bit lost. I've noticed that sometimes if you don't leave that white space that she has around it, then, and it's two dark colors against each other, they get really muted against each other. So I brought in the pen to sort of bring them out again, and I really enjoyed the sort of illustrative look that created. And then from there, I did the cat, and I went back to this Strathmere paper to see how that felt. And I didn't hate it, but I mean, cat turned out kind of funny looking. But again, you know, it's a learning curve. I don't think I quite finished it. I got interrupted, but it wasn't that bad. And throughout the process, you know, I'm able to sketch the sketch that she proposes and make do with the colors that I have, because she clearly lays that out, and I have no trouble following each step and suggestion and technique as we go through the book. And then I skipped the people, and the last one that I think I did before I kind of took a pause was this door here. And I really enjoyed how that came out, and I started to get braver and bring in acrylic marker as well, just to play with it and see how it layers. And I really enjoy how poppy and punchy this came out. I picked colors that kind of matched to see if I could layer it on top and bring out the contrast more between the colors and just create some accents. And then I went in there with a pen, but a thicker one this time, so that it could really stand out more. And it was really fun. I really, really like how this came out. And then later on, I experimented with painting in this style with my own sort of paintings of birds and stuff. And it's good. I think I shared this on my YouTube sort of like posts in my community, but I did try a cardinal following the same type of sketchiness, but I didn't bring in the acrylic markers on this one. But I love how it turned out, and I found that this was really a great book to work through. So I was able to make, without any problems, all of the tutorials that I decided to try.
And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for being here and sticking with me. I look forward to get back to my hobby and getting back at art and creativity now that my kitchen renos are done. So I'll be back next week with another video.